It's my feel-good breakfast show.
All right, welcome back to your Thursday morning. This is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso on SABC3. Now, if you've seen the movie Armageddon with Bruce Willis in it, you'll know that a giant asteroid heading towards Earth generally isn't the greatest thing to imagine. But in reality, though, there is a chance that something like that might happen one day. And so for this reason, NASA is now investing millions into a telescope that will be built in South Africa with the specific job of spotting asteroids that could destroy cities. And we're back again with our expert, Dr. Daniel Kahnemer, to tell us all about it. And we were discussing now during a break the size of an asteroid that could destroy a city, and what you said blew my mind. How big would an asteroid have to be in order to destroy a city?
Yeah, so surprisingly small. Something around 10, 20 meters would make, destroy most major cities.
Why is that? I mean, that seems relatively small when you think about the general expanse of cities.
Yeah, so these objects are moving very, very fast.
Yeah.
I mean, like 15 kilometers a second. So that in itself is part of the amount of energy they're carrying.
Yeah.
And then most of them are very, very dense too. So they have very dense iron cores. So it's a very heavy object moving very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And something about 10 meters across would cause a blast radius of about 6 kilometers.
Wow.
Which, you know, is... If it hit directly on the city.
If it did. Luckily, we are working on plans to intervene or to at least spot them from afar and get a decent enough warning. So what does this asteroid hunting observatory look like?
Yeah, so basically what you want is something that can look for very, very dim objects moving very, very quickly.
Yes.
Because that's what this looks like before it comes into space. So you don't need a huge telescope. This one's about 0.5 meter across, the diameter of the mirror. But it's moving very, very rapidly. It's a robotic telescope, so fully robotic. And then it's surveying the entire night sky about twice a night.
Okay.
So it's taking a photo, taking a photo, taking a photo, moving across the sky and surveying the entire sky twice a night to see if anything has moved very quickly.
And break it down to me scientifically on how we are able to detect these objects. You talk about the photos, but also just predicting their actual trajectory, where they're going, how fast they're going, the path it'll follow.
Yeah, so if you detect in two of these time frames that something's moved, then it gets flagged and it gets followed up. So then we have other telescopes which will follow it up. They'll know roughly where it's going from those 2 points.
Yes.
It's moved this far in this time, so you know how fast it's going and where roughly. And then we'll try and get more and more data points, so more and more images of it. And once you do that, you can get a trajectory of where it's heading.
Yeah. What happens when we do spot one of those? Just humor me there. Do we press the red button and then a rocket gets sent up to meet it in mid-space and smash it into a billion pieces?
I mean, that ideally, at some point. Right now, probably not. So if you remember the Botswana one, which wasn't too long ago, a few months ago, that asteroid which came in. So these telescopes, the same system, which is set up in the US, detected that asteroid 6 hours before it came in over Botswana. And it was a 2-meter asteroid.
Yeah.
So we knew it was coming, but we didn't know exactly where it was going to hit.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like you were evacuating cities or anything yet.
And 6 hours hardly seems like enough time to take any kind of evasive action.
No.
How likely is this to happen, though, when you think about where we are in space? I know the galaxy is a massive place to think about, but how likely is this to happen that we'd have an asteroid hit to Earth and actually make impact?
We have a pretty good idea of how many asteroids are around and how many come near Earth. And it's higher than you'd expect as well. So we expect about a 10-meter asteroid about once a year. A 100-meter one, so that's something which will cause real devastation.
Massive damage.
Once every few thousand years.
Yeah.
But I mean, so that's why we're setting these telescopes up, right? So we can detect these things and try and come up with strategies to
Fascinating stuff,
mitigate
man. We're at $3.8 million for this telescope. I hope it does its job. But maybe we can like triple, maybe quadruple that budget and maybe like build a shield around the Earth and just to generally protect us, you know what I mean? But Dan, thanks very much for joining us. Let us know which stories have caught your attention online. Of course, share them with us on our social media platforms using #ExpressoShow.